Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today's another morning motivation, and this is something that people have asked me. I would say for the last like 5, 6 years, and it's not just a question; it's also a comment. That when people get to know me, the one question I always get is like, why are you always so happy? Like, why are you always so energetic? You're such a morning person, or you're a glass half full kind of guy. And whatever you want to call it, optimism, morning person, whatever, hyper. Um, I like to call it joyful. I'm a very joyful person. And that's not something that came easily. For almost 20 some years, I've always struggled with depression. It was something that haunted me day and night. It was something that actually took two of my uncles. And it's not something I take lightly. People who struggle with depression or people who have depression. It's something I still deal with today. I mean, there's days where I wake up and I feel shitty. I feel insecure. I feel, just not good, right? And, it's a battle from when I wake up to when I get to work, or when I get to, with friends or whatever it is. From the moment I get up to when I interact with people, there's this like struggle and this battle in me that is like, why are you so sad? Or why do you feel like shit? Or why, like, what's going on, And rather than allowing my emotions, my feelings, my just my mind to get to me, rather than allowing myself to put me down, I like to just reverse it. And I'll talk to myself. I will motivate myself, I will encourage myself. I will tell myself things that I need to hear. Not things I want to hear, things I need to hear, right? And the one thing I always tell people on why I'm so joyful or optimistic is that optimism is all about perspective. The reason I'm so optimist is because I know what 20 years of a shitty life looks like, right? I know what deep, dark depression looks like. I know what it's like to lose people you love. I know what it's like to have things that you've always wanted or always looked for or loved taken away from you. I know what it's like to be poor. I know what it's like to not have things. I know what it's like to want and never be able to get. And now that I'm in a point in my life, and not even just now, like I said, it's been, I would say maybe 7 years of like this continual getting up and putting on happiness and joy and kindness and patience. And whether or not I feel that way, that has nothing to do with it. It's, I'm going to be this way, right? So maybe I don't feel happy today, or maybe I don't feel like I want to be kind or gentle or patient with people. That's not what matters. What matters is, am I going to be? And I tell myself that I am. So, from the moment I wake up, get ready, go to the gym and work out, and I get out and I interact with maybe, a barista or someone at Burger King on the drive-thru for breakfast, or someone at work if I don't have time to eat breakfast. That first interaction is gonna be what makes or breaks my day. That's the pressure I put on myself. And I say, whatever I do, right? So I walk into work and say, hey David, how's it going, man? Those words that come out of my mouth are gonna define my day. And usually what I like to say is, everything's great, I'm alive, I'm breathing, I got up this morning, it's a beautiful day. And speaking positive words to yourself. And I know this sounds like very like wannabe motivational speaker kind of thing. And I mean, some of it I guess it's really, it's really cheesy. Like, I get that. But the other part of it is that it's true, right? Like, we are the words we tell ourselves. We are who we think we are. We are what we define ourselves to be. And so what I've set out for myself is that I am no longer going to be sad. I'm no longer going to be, angry. I'm no longer going to be this depressed person. And it all has to do with perspective, right? Like, on in my life, I know what the bottom looks like, and I'm not there, and I haven't been there for a while. Therefore, I take every day with bright eyes and bushy tail. Now, other people who may not have had a bad past or a sad past, and they just kind of had a mediocre good life, for them it's hard, right? For them they still get mad over the barista who gave them 3 creamers instead of 2 in their fucking coffee, right? Whatever. But to those people who don't know what the bottom looks like, who don't know what hardship looks like, how does perspective work for you, or how can you take things into perspective? And one thing I like to tell friends of mine who haven't been through a lot of shit is like, dude, look what's going on in the world, right? Like, you woke up this morning on a comfy bed in a nice neighborhood with a good car, with a good job, with friends. There's people not even that far, like people in Mexico, like that's maybe like what, I live in Austin, that's like a maybe 15-hour drive, 20-hour drive. Like, there's people in Mexico who don't even have electricity, who have to sleep on the floor. We don't have to go to a crazy third world country. There's people in the hood who have nothing, and that's not you, right? And so, or there's people in the other side of the world who are getting their heads chopped off. There's people on the other side of the world, like women on the other side of the world, who aren't even allowed to drive a car, to, wear certain clothes, to do certain things. And yet you're going to bitch about a latte, or you're going to bitch about, that you didn't get a raise. Like, dude, come on, man. Life is too beautiful and too precious to take little things and turn them into big things, right? And so for me, one thing I like to tell people all the time is put things into perspective, right? Like, okay, maybe you didn't get that job, but at least you have the means to make money, right? At least you have a functioning body. At least you have a thinking mind. At least you're alive, right? Take that. Go with it, like, don't give up on yourself. And too many times people give up on themselves and don't bet on themselves because they want other people to be like, oh yeah, you can do it. Like, I'm not looking for anybody to motivate me at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm not. And nobody is. Like, nobody really is awake at 4 o'clock in the morning to motivate me. So what I do is I motivate myself. I don't wait for other people to motivate me, to co-sign me, to make me feel better about myself. If I'm not going to do it, then nobody else is going to do it. So the thing about, or the message, or the motivation I want to give you guys today is put things into perspective. Put things in your mind that will counteract the negativity that is there. If you feel like you're having a shitty day, then ask yourself, why? What's making today so shitty, and how can I change it, right? Don't look for other people to make your day better. You start by making your day better, and then allow other people to feed that fire. So that's all I got for today. I'm on my way to work. Probably gonna stop by Burger King and get some breakfast. So I will see y'all tomorrow. Sorry I didn't post the last couple of days. It's been a busy Monday and Tuesday, but I'm knocking this one out. So let's get going.